A common complaint I've heard from new gigantic players is that they have no idea what to do when a match starts, which is understandable from the perspective of someone going through a brand new experience. It's very easy to get lost sometimes on the larger map, and that can rapidly lead to one team falling behind in the early game. Hello everyone, Wolfie here, and in this video I'll be going over the do's and don'ts of what you could be doing once a match starts. As said before, newer players tend to fall behind simply because they have no idea what they should be doing. Right from the get-go, Gigantic is a fast-paced experience. A real game is vastly different from the tutorial experience, and making the wrong move can lead to a bad time. So hopefully this guide will help players have a better early game. Do: summon creatures on your side of the map. Your first priority of every game is to get creatures on your 3 power points as soon as possible. Although it might take some time for you to learn which creatures are best on specific points on every map, it's more important as a beginner to get a creature there regardless of whatever it is. Creatures not only protect your power orbs and provide area bonuses like barriers and health pickups, but they also give a good amount of experience to every player when they're finally summoned. This secures that you will not fall behind on a power race level and also on a team power level. Do not stay on the airship. You should never for any reason stay on the airship after the word battle appears on your screen. I feel as though a lot of players sit back and scroll through their abilities or their upgrades to see what's available to help at that first level, but in reality all you're doing is wasting time and allowing the enemy team to get into position before yours does. By waiting on the airship, you're also giving this impression that you either didn't connect to the game or you're AFK, which immediately discourages your teammates. If you're not sure what upgrade path you should take, be the person to assist in summoning creatures faster. That way you're far enough to be safe and discover your hero, but also close enough to get into the fight when things start. Do: track your enemy's movements. Before getting into any sort of skirmish, you need to know where your enemy is going. This could be by spotting enemies and pinging their location, or noticing when they start a summon on a specific point. What this does is allow you to be aware of what's about to happen should you pick a fight. Are you outnumbered? Who's the priority target? What kind of crowd control do they have? You can even go as far as uncovering what creatures they've summoned. This is all vital information for your team to know so they can be ready to position themselves properly. Do not immediately summon on a neutral point. This is a very common problem in a solo queue experience on the larger maps. Players tend to summon on middle points before figuring out where the enemy is. 90% of the time you're going to be the only person there and get caught out and killed or chased away after you started summoning, leaving that creature vulnerable and defenseless. Your team likely isn't close enough to assist you because they're trying to summon the other creatures, and if you get pushed away then your team is already at a numbers disadvantage for that first fight. Even if they don't kill the creature, they've likely already dealt enough damage for them to easily push into that point and gain that early 20 power. Do: attack enemies out of position. People make mistakes, but in video games they should be punished for them. If an enemy hero tracks too close, collapse on them and do what you can to get a kill. This both puts you ahead in the power race and gives you first blood experience, which can be extremely beneficial during the early game where leveling thresholds are far smaller. Not only that, but you're also putting the person you've killed behind in experience and can be incredibly painful against an enemy hero who relies heavily on upgrades. Do not chase enemies into their territory. On the opposite side of the last tip, your biggest priority throughout the entire game should be to not die. It's very easy to get greedy and go for those low health enemies, but you need to be aware of your positioning and your health and stamina. Should you get turned on because you can get quickly bursted or because you don't have the stamina to get out, you've given up your lead and put the enemy ahead. Going too far and dying again and again is how you feed in Gigantic, and those early game levels can lead to an enormous snowball where clash starts in under 10 minutes and the entire enemy team is all level 6 or 7 while your team is sitting back at level 3. It might be boring sometimes, but it's always safer to just sit back and wait for the enemy to move to you, than take advantage of them when they step into the wrong place. But that'll be the end of this video. Hopefully you'll take these tips to heart and have a better early game experience where it doesn't feel like you have no chance to catch up. If you enjoyed watching, please make sure to like and subscribe for more content in the near future. Leave comments below about what other tips you can think of to help new players ease into a match. Thanks for watching, have a great day, and I'll see you on the airship.